Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Okay, let us see. The last talk we stop at verse 371 of the proper Wandering Sutta. Okay, I think we can finish the whole sutta today. Well, let us try. Okay, the next verse. Who are those that can properly wander in the world? A purified conqueror whose coverings are removed, a master of things, gone beyond, without impulse, skilled in the knowledge of the cessation of conditioned things. He would properly wander in the world. Okay, so let us try to understand this verse. A purified conqueror. Who are those that are purified conqueror? So the purified conqueror is one who has totally purified and vanquished the defilements by the purified path of arahantship. Okay? Whose coverings are removed. Whose coverings are removed. What are the coverings that are removed? The coverings of greed, coverings of hatred, and coverings of delusion. They have been removed. Okay? And the master of things, what does the master of things mean? It means attain to mastery over the things. What are the things? The Four Noble Truths. Okay, that means already attain to mastery of penetrating and realizing the Four Noble Truths. Okay, so gone beyond. Gone beyond means it is Nibbana that is known as beyond. Okay, so gone beyond means one who has reached Nibbana, one who has gone there. So in short, it also means that one who has achieved it with a residue remaining. So there are two types of Nibbana. One type is with residue and one with no more residue. One who achieves Nibbana with residue remaining refers to the Arahant who still has lifespan but has totally purified all defilements. So they are still living with waiting for their lifespan to finish. And therefore, there are five aggregates still continue to arise and perish. So this is the residue. But for the case where the Nibbana with no more residue remaining means enter into Parinibbana. That means even the five aggregates have been given up by then. There's no more rebirth in the future. So two types of Nibbana. So here it means the first one. Without impulse. Without impulse means free from the quivering of craving, free from temptations of impulse of craving. Okay, skilled in the knowledge of the cessation of conditioned things. So Nibbana is the cessation of conditioned things. So the person who is wise in it, skilled in it, and is one who can properly wander in the world. Okay, because he has underwent the noble path. Four types of noble path. So he has, the commentary says he has developed 4 times. Here it means that he has undergone the path. So Sotapanna path, Sakadagami path, Anagami path, and Arahant path. he has experienced it 4 times. So so that's why he is skilled in the knowledge of Nibbana, like that. This is the meaning. Okay? So a person like this, we often talk about a country conquering another country, etc. Right? Yeah, but seldom have people taught to conquer themselves, to conquer their greed, hatred, and delusion, isn't it? So now in the world, it's very messy, it's a turbulent world. Unrest is growing, peace is depends lah. So so for us, it is important for us to find peace amidst this chaos, like that. So how do we find peace amidst this chaos? By conquering our greed, hatred, and delusion. That is why when we come to practice, it is very important for us to always remember the most important thing in our practice, which is what? To attain jhana, to enjoy jhana, to win over the other Bhante or Siale, to have the biggest monastery. We must always remember our most important thing when we come to practice is to conquer our greed, hatred, and delusion. And sometimes as we progress in the meditation, it is even more important for us to remember this, because as you progress, before one has attained jhana, if one comes here with the impure mind, some of these impure mind and mind patterns may come from our conditioning in the lay world. Okay, so if you are a very result-oriented person, or you always like to compare with others, always want to be number one, etc. Always want to compare, or always very inferior, feel very inferior. Then when we come to the yogi life, whether as a monastic or as a yogi, if we do not purify these mental attitudes, which are unwholesome by the way, then sometimes it's not easy for us to progress in our meditation. Because of these defilements, we will arise a lot of suffering, a lot of resentment lah, and then a lot of wrong perception about others lah, and then sometimes if you progress, if you do a little bit better in the meditation, you feel proud lah, arrogant lah, I am one who can do it, you guys cannot, you guys listen to me, like that, and if somebody can do it and you cannot do it, then we fall into inferiority, right? I cannot do it, I'm so poor, I'm useless, there's no hope for me, like that. Then progress and purification is difficult with this kind of mental defilements around. Okay, so when we come to practice, it is very important for us to always have this benchmark. These are the markers along the way of purification, which is you have to ask yourself, is my greed, hatred, and delusion decreasing, or is it increasing? Whether you have jhana, whether you are practicing vipassana, we must ask ourselves, as long as we have not attained arahantship, we must always continue to ask ourselves, is my greed, hatred, and delusion decreasing, or is it increasing? Am I getting more arrogant, or am I getting more peaceful, more detached, Very important. Yeah, it may be a very simple question, but to put it into practice and to always remind ourselves of the ultimate aim, which is to purify our greed, hatred, and delusion, to remove all our coverings, like a purified conqueror. It's easy to forget. Easy to forget. So you may feel that meditation now is a bit difficult, but if your greed, hatred, and delusion are decreasing, your greed attitude, hatred attitude, delusion attitude, conceit attitude, jealousy attitude, etc., if they are decreasing, all the unwholesome attitudes, they are decreasing, then surely we are going on the right path. And also because our mind can only be wholesome or unwholesome at any moment, isn't it? So if these unwholesome mental attitudes, mental patterns, or mind are decreasing, definitely we are using wholesome mind to replace them. Wholesome mind is arising. Wholesome mind is developing. So this is how we, in our meditation, see whether our meditation is improving or not. Because when people first come into the meditation circle, then if they try to meditate with a lay mind, result orientated lah, mas chiong lah, kiasu lah, etc., then all these, because all these are associated with craving and attachment, so very difficult. And sometimes when listen to other people's interview, then if there's comparison, also very suffering. Sometimes become arrogant, sometimes feel very inferior. That is why when we practice, very important for us to always remember the most important aim of our meditation, of our practice, why we are doing all this, and also one of the measuring gauge of our Dhamma, whether we are improving or sliding back, is this: is our greed, hatred, and delusion increasing or decreasing? If it is decreasing and wholesome qualities are increasing, then don't worry, you're on the right path. It may not guarantee that you may experience jhana this life, but definitely you will experience a happier and a happier life in the present and in the future. And if our greed, hatred, and delusion is increasing, then it is something that we have to look into it. If we already know the causes and we are purifying it day to day, day in and day out, then it is okay. But if we are giving in to our indulgence of defilements, then that is something that we have to be very careful about. So, anytime, before arahantship, before anagami, we may fall into defilements. For even those who practice vipassana, okay. So even if we are practicing vipassana now, also we have to be very careful of our mind. We have to be careful of arrogant conceit. We have to be careful not to let the practice state. It's not that the practice is defiled, but it's because when our mind has unwise attention, then we may fall into defilements. We may get arrogant. We may get angry. We may fall into sadness. We may fall into attachments. So no matter whether one has not succeed in their meditation, I won't say succeed, but one has not experienced jhana, or for one who has experienced jhana and above, no matter who, as long as we are not arahants, we should always be careful. Be very careful. And try to practice what the Buddha say, not to indulge even in the slightest fault. Only then we can practice peacefully and actually more happily. Because what are the like we always say, what are the things that cause us suffering in the practice? It's always the defilements, it's not the practice, it's the defilements. If we practice correctly with the right non-greed, non-hatred, non-delusion, non-conceit, non-comparing, non-jealousy attitudes, then where got problem? Right. The problem is with our mind, our defilements, okay? So let us be careful about this. Okay? Okay, so let us go to the next one. One who has overcome mental constructs about things past and future, having overcome wise about purity, released from all the sense bases, he will properly wander in the world. Okay, so let us see. One who has overcome mental constructs about things past. What are things past? It means the 5 aggregates that have already occurred and already perished. Okay, things future means the 5 aggregates that have not occurred. Overcome mental constructs means overcome the mental constructs of I, mine, etc. Or it means that one who has overcome mental constructs due to cravings and wrong view. So it means one who has overcome wrong view and craving about the aggregates, past and future. Like that. Having overcome them, wise about purity. It means one with exceeding wisdom of purity. Or it means one who, having overcome them, is wise about purity. So in this phase, overcome, what does it mean by overcome? What has he overcome? The arahant actually has overcome the past, which consists in ignorance and volitional activities. He has overcome the future, which consists of birth, old age, and death. And he has overcome the present, which means the factors from consciousness to existence. So for the 12 links of dependent origination is past, present, and future. So the arahant has overcome all 3. Therefore, he has overcome them, wise about purity. And he has overcome all these crossing over doubt and abide with wisdom that has attained supreme purity. Okay? And therefore, it is said that having overcome, wise about purity. Released from all the sense bases. It means released from the 12 sense bases. That are the eyes, eye base, ear base, nose base, tongue base, body base, mind base, and then the color, flavor, odor, taste, tangible objects, mental Dhamma, mental phenomena, like that. Okay. So the arahant has gone beyond formulations. So because of that, and because of his pure wisdom of purity, so he does not approach any sense base in the future. Therefore, it is said, released from all the sense bases. That means no more rebirth. Basically, in short, and in summary, this verse means that the Arahant is one who has overcome the wrong views and cravings about the aggregates, past and future, and also having overcome the three periods, which is having totally understood dependent origination, and therefore attain arahantship, attain arahantship, and therefore there's no more there's no more rebirth from them. So and because there's no more rebirth, so he's released from all the sense bases. So this kind of arahant can properly wander in the world, like that. Okay, then let us go to the next one. Having known the state, having penetrated the Dhamma, having seen clearly the abandoning of the influxes, with the utter destruction of all acquisitions, he will properly wander in the world. Okay? So having known the states, what are the states? It means having known each state among the Four Noble Truths, with the wisdom delineating the truths in the preliminary portion of the path, like that. So having known, I think this one we just understand as knowing the state of the Four Noble Truths. With wisdom, this will be easy to understand. And the commentary gives a quotation of the Dhammapada 273. Later, if we have time, we can come back to this. So having penetrated the Dhamma, penetrated the Dhamma means penetrated the Dhamma of the Four Noble Truths with the Four Noble Paths, like that. By way of the Four Noble Paths. Okay. So having seen clearly the abandoning of the influxes means clearly seen Nibbana, because the abandoning of the influxes means Nibbana. Okay. By means of reviewing knowledge. That's one of the vipassana knowledge. With the utter destructions of all acquisitions. What are the acquisitions here? Acquisitions here means the aggregates, the strengths of sensual pleasure, defilements, volitional activities, etc. So he's not attached to any of them anymore. So this means utter destructions of all acquisitions. Okay? So this kind of bhikkhu can properly wander in the world. He can go around in the world without attachment. And with this, the Buddha concludes the teaching. Okay? We'll come back to this later. Let's go to the last verse. Surely, blessed one, it is just so. One who dwells thus is a tamed bhikkhu and has transcended all the things that fetter. He would properly wander in the world. So the meaning is that yes, surely, blessed one. It is just like you said, beginning with the verse, with the first verse, etc., and stating at the end of each verse, he will properly wander in the world. For what reason? A bhikkhu who dwells like this has been tamed by the best taming and has transcended all defilements and bonds. Therefore, he would properly wander in the world. I have no doubt about this, like that. And with this last verse praising the teaching, the Buddha concluded this sutta with this verse, and also concluded the teaching with his end in arahantship. So at the end of this sutta, 100,000 kotis of deities attain the foremost fruit. Now those, that means arahantship. Then those who attain Sotapanna, Sakadagami, Anagami, were uncountable. So 100,000 kotis. What is the number of that? So 1 koti is 10 million. So 100,000 kotis means 100,000 times 10 million devas, deities, attain the arahantship, like that. So have you attained arahantship now that we have finished the discourse? If not, then let us continue to strive for it. Okay? So now let us go back a little bit. Let's go to 373. 373. So overcome mental constructs, overcome craving and wrong view about the aggregates and all that. And overcome past, present, and future. There's no more rebirth. This one we can understand like that. Then we go to Dhammapada. We go to 374. Over there, it means having known the states. And in the commentary, it gives it gives a quotation of Dhammapada 273. Let us see what is said in the Dhammapada 273. So it is said that there was once the Buddha, after having gone on a journey through the country, returned to Savatthi, and then seated himself in the hall of state. That means in the seat for the Buddha. When the Buddha has taken his seat, there were 500 monks that began to talk about the path where they had traveled. Some of them said, "Oh, the path to such and such a village is smooth. Oh, such and such a path to this village is rough. Oh, this road going to that village is full of pebbles, etc." So in this way, they discussed the path where they had traveled. So the Buddha, having understand that they were mature for arahantship, sitting on the chair prepared for him. Then he asked, "Oh, bhikkhus, what is the present subject of discussion as you sit here?" Like that. So when they told him, the Buddha told them, "Oh, monks, this is a path which is foreign to our interest. It means it's not similar to our interests, maybe we can say in accordance, not in accordance with our interests. One who is a monk should address himself to the noble path, because only by doing so, then he can obtain release from all sufferings." And therefore, the Buddha recited verse number Dhammapada, verse number 273, 274, 275, 276. 273. The noble path is the best of paths. The 4 sayings are the best of truths. It means the four noble truths are best of truths. Freedom from desire is the best of states. He that has eyes to see is the best of men. This is the only path. There is none other that leads to purity of vision. Do you all enter upon this path? And so shall your confound Mara. Enter, please y'all enter upon this path, and you guys, y'all shall make an end of suffering. This is the path which I preach so soon as I learn to remove the arrow of lust. It is you who must put forth exertion. The Tathagatas are only guides. By meditation, those that enter upon this path win release from the bondage of Mara. Like that. So having known the states means also knowing the paths. Pada. Like that. And therefore we can understand like that. Okay. Then therefore we can understand the first part, having known the state. Means having known the paths, Four Noble Truths, etc. Easy to understand. That. Then coming to the last part, with the utter destructions of all acquisitions. So when we meditate, this brings an inspiration. When we meditate, we should meditate to let go, isn't it? Yeah. But some people meditate to want something. Some people meditate to become a famous teacher. Some people meditate to want to be famous. Some people meditate to want to have lots of followings. Some people meditate because they enjoy the respect given by others. Some people meditate because they want to have lots of allowable requisites. So we must always remember, that's why, like just now I say, we must always remember our most important goal, which is to remove the coverings of greed, hatred, and delusion. Because if we become successful in meditation, but if we forget our goal, and if we haven't attained noble path and fruition, then it may be easy for us to be lost in the name, fame, and gain. Okay? Name, fame, and gain. Very, very dangerous. So that is why in the beginning we should try to have this correct attitude of meditation, which is we meditate to purify our causes of sufferings, which are greed, hatred, and delusion. And we meditate to let go, not to want something, not to gain something. This message is for all disciples of the Buddha who have not attained arahantship, including for myself. Are we, when we meditate, are we letting go more, or are we having more? Is your kuti having more and more things, or having less and less things? You can go and check your kuti. Some people, some meditators' kutis. I heard wow, so much that, they have so much things that when people need to, when new yogis need to come in and share the room with them, they get angry for informing them at the very last minute. Why? Because all their things are all over the place. There's so many things, and they do not have enough time to pack for the new yogi before the new yogi can come in. And this is a life case. This is a real case based on a real story. So, do you have what do you have in your kuti? Do you have getting more and more, or are you just having just enough to survive, to a very simple life like that? And that is why, last time, I think now we practice it less, but last time in Dhamma Earth, in Kuching, usually we ask people to change kuti once every, I think the last time was once every 1 or 2 years, I think. Yeah. Or once every 3 months? No, I think once every 1 year or 2 years, like that. And sometimes we ask them to change monastery. If those who are in Kuching go to KL, those who are in KL go to Kuching, etc. Once every few years, I think. Why? Because when one has stayed long in a place, then their requisites grow, then the things that they have grow, and they may have many requisites, they may have many properties, to the point where they cannot even change kuti anymore. So when one is able, when we ask them, oh, okay, please change kuti and all that, then they will experience the suffering that comes with having a lot of requisites, like that. And this is actually one way that we can train ourselves, I remember in my training in Sri Lanka, it's very wonderful. Because if you have 20 kg of belongings, then whenever you change kuti, you need to carry your 20 kg using the mountain paths, you have to carry your own luggage to your new kuti. Sometimes we have to climb up the mountain. Sometimes we have to cross the small streams in order to reach our new kutis. And therefore, this kind of environment makes it very easy for us to be easily contented and not to want many requisites or many properties. Because why? Very suffering to move kuti, Very suffering to change kuti. Like that. So those who go to practice in Sri Lanka, in Nauyana, I would encourage you guys not to bring so many things. Maybe just 5 or 10. 5 or maybe even 10 kg is very, very heavy already, maybe 5 or 10. Maybe depends on yourself. But this is actually very good training. Because it helps us to keep our wants in check and only focus on what is necessary. And definitely, if we are not fussy about the things that we get in the Sangha store, then we have abundance actually. If you want a shaving razor, we have shaving razors, but maybe not much 5. Maybe just single blade, maybe just single blade. And if you want to shave, we may not have shaving foams, but we have soap. So if you want to have a chair, then we see have or not lah, have, don't have lah, like that. So life becomes very simple if we are willing to undergo this kind of training. But there may be some who are angry with it. Why? There's no much facilities here. Why it's so difficult to get even a chair in Sri Lanka? Why they cannot help me to carry my luggage? Why is there no wheelbarrow to help me carry my things from here to there? Then we suffer, like that. So when we are trying to practice, this is what I'm also trying to practice. Let us all encourage one another to practice to be easily contented, easily satisfied. And the idea is to have lesser and lesser properties in order to survive, not more and more. Then hopefully may all of us be able to cultivate this attitude and continue to purify our mind. And ultimately, may the Triple Gem bless all of us to be able to attain power, fruition, and Nibbana. So that's the end of this sutta, the end of today's talks also. hopefully all the teachings that and inspirations that come along with this sutta is beneficial to everyone in one way or another. And hopefully may all of us be able to be the conqueror, be the conqueror that has vanquished all our enemies of greed, hatred, and delusion, and enjoy the bliss of Nipāta. So may the Triple Gem bless all of us to be able to attain half fruition and Nirvana as soon as possible. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, so let us share merits now. Etavata chamehi sambadang punya sambadang sabe deva numodantu sabba sampati siddhya. Etavata chamehi sambadang punya sambadang sabe buddha numodantu sabba sampati siddhya. Etavata chamehi sambadang punya sambadang sabe sata numodantu sabba sampati siddhya. Idame nyati nam hotu sukita hondu nyatayo. Idame nyati nam hotu sukita hondu nyatayo. Idame nyati nam hotu sukita hondu nyatayo. Imina punya kamena mame bala samagamo. Satang samagamo hotu yava nibbana patiya. Idame punyang asawa kaya vahang hotu. Idame punyang nibbanasa paccaya hotu. Mama punya bhagang sabba satanang bhajemi. Te sabe me samang punya bhagang labantu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.